Welcome my dear students. In the last class we have learned about integer constants. Now we are going to be learning about real constants. So as we know, integer numbers are inadequate to represent quantities that vary continuously, such as distance, heights, temperature, prices and so on. So as we know, the drawback of integer means if you want to get a exact quantity measurements, exact quantity representatives like distances, heights, weight, temperatures, price and so on, integer constants are not suitable. So these quantities are represented by numbers containing fractional parts like 17.548. So hence in the place of integer numbers, what we have to supposed to do, we have to make the usage of real constants. So such numbers are called real floating point constant. 17.548, these are real floating point constants. Further example of real constants are shown here. You just go through it. All these are the valid real constants. Okay, the numbers are shown in decimal notations having whole numbers followed by point and the fractional part, which is an integer. So here if you see here, it is a integer followed by the point, and once again it is followed by the integer. Okay, so this is a fractional part, and also it is called as a precisions, right? So you are going to be representing your real constant like this. Here for example, here some of a valid real numbers are exist. 215 dot 215 point dot 95 minus dot 71, all these are the valid real numbers. Okay, so your real constants can be represented in exponential form or scientific notation also. You can represent real numbers in the form of exponential form as well as scientific notation. For example, 215.65 we can able to write 2.1565 e2 in the exponent notation. How it is? Please go through it. 2.1565 e2. E is always 10 power into 100. If you did the into 100, then automatically your value is 215.65. Okay, that is why in the exponential form you are going to be representing your real numbers. So the general form of representing real numbers in exponent form is whatever the part exists besides the e is, this part is treated as an mantissa part and followed by the e and followed by the exponent part. Okay, so likewise you can represent your real constant in scientific notation. 0, some of a valid floating point constants in the exponent form is 0.65 e4, 12 e minus 2, 1.5 e plus 5, 3.18 e3 minus 1.2 e minus 1. Likewise you can able to represent. Okay, yes. So a floating point constant may thus comprises of four parts. You have to understand that. One is a whole number part, second one is a decimal point, third one is a fractional part or an exponent. Okay, so it is a clue that you have to understand this is a floating point constant exist. It must consist of a whole number followed by the decimal point as well as a fractional part or an exponent. Either one of these will be exist. So that is about your real constant. Okay, now we are moving to the single character constant. As we know, what is a character? A single character enclosed within a pair of single quote mark, right? It may be a letter or a digit or any special symbol. It may be a character, may be a letter or a single digit or a special symbol enclosed within a single quotation. Then these kinds of constants are treated as a character constants. So now we have represented here the character constants. You have seen all these are the valid character constants. So hence the character constant phi is not the same as phi. So whatever the character constant specified within a single quote is not the same as the number 5 without the single quote. You have to make a note. If you represent character constant as a 5 within a single quote, it will display as it is 5. If you represent 5, then it will display its equivalent ASCII value. Just now in the previous exam, in the last class, example character data type, we have seen that. And next one is the string constant. Let us see what is a string constant. A group of characters enclosed in double quotation is called as string constants, right? So whatever the character may be enclosed in double quotation may comprises of alphabets, digits or special characters and blank spaces. Here you are seeing some valid string constants, that is within double quotation allow space Java 2005 welcome quotation followed by double quotes exclamatory. All these are the valid string constants. Okay, and next our constant is Boolean literals. So already we have learned about the Boolean literals, Boolean constants. That is in Boolean data type it will be represented in the form of true or false, but in the Boolean literals it is a constants, right? If you apply this Boolean literals, the value will be in the form of a true or false. These will be applied in your two logical values, that is a true or false. True will be represented in the form of 1 and false will be represented in the form of 0. True will be represented in the form of 1 and false will be represented in the form of 0. Okay, so this will be helpful in certain situations in your Boolean logical expressions. Boolean logical expressions. And some of a backslash character constants are also exist in your Java. We are placing here backslash followed by a character. It is treated as a backslash character constants. Most of the time we are using slash n and slash t. Slash n stands for new line and slash t stands for horizontal tab. Now our next concept is variables. As we know, a variable is name given to the data storage location to store the data value. What is a variable? A variable is an identifier. Then what is an identifier? Name given to a data storage location. Okay. A variable is an identifier means name given to the data storage location to store data values. Why we are giving name to the data storage locations? To store the values. So that is called as a variable. A variable is a name given to the data storage location to store the values. Okay. Unlike constants that remain unchanged during the program execution. As we know, variables are varying different values at the time of execution, right? So it will take different values at different execution time of the program. And we know some of rules should be followed while giving the variable name, right? So here some of programmer will choose while giving a variable name, it should be a meaningful one. Programmer must know why that variable is defined, right? So here some of example, if it is a variable name is average, so you are calculating average. If you have taken as an height means you are specified as an height, total underscore height, class strength, right? All these are the valid variable names. While giving the name of variables, we have to follow certain rules. So we are familiar that we will see that rules. The variable name may consist of alphabets, digits and underscore and dollar character subject to the following conditions. So variable may consist of anything, alphabets, digits, underscores, and here also supports a dollar character, right? They must not begin with digit, but whatever it may be, variable should not start with a digit numbers. Uppercase and lowercase are distinct, as we know that, and here it is specifying total is not same as a total or capital total. Okay, and while giving the variable name it should not be a keyword, and white spaces are not supposed to be allowed. For example, total space height, if you have given, it will take in only the total variable and height will be skipped. Total space height, got it? So that is why white spaces are not allowed. Variable name can be of any length. If you observe in your C, it is its length is 32, but in the case of Java it says variable name can be any of length. It doesn't have any restrictions. Okay, next our topic is declaration of variables. So as we know, this is also very important question. Variable is important, as well as the declaration of variable is also important. 2 marks, 4 marks question, right? Variable names for storage locations. As we know, what is a variable? After designing suitable names, we must declare them to compiler, right? So what is the usage of a declaration of a variable? Means a compiler must know what value we have specified. Compiler must know what value we have specified. That is why this question will be asked. Okay, but it may be asked for 2 marks, 4 marks, 6 marks also. What is variable? Why the declaration of variable is important? This is the question it is previously asking. So this time is also you are having a chance to ask this question. So please go through it. Declaration does three things. It tells the compiler what the variable name is. If you declare the variable, it tells the compiler what is the name of the variable, and it specifies what type of a data that variable will hold. So also it specifies what kind of a value it can hold, and the place of declaration decides the scope of the variable. So here the scope means, already we are familiar with blocks of code in the first chapter, right? Blocks of code, as we know, where the variable you have declared, within that block the scope of that variable will exist there itself only. Okay, so that is the thing. So a variable must be declared before it is used in the program. So these are the point we have to keep in mind. Then what is the syntax for declaring the variable? As we know, the general syntax of declaration of a variable is here type variable 1 comma variable 2 and so on variable n. Every variable will be separated by commas, right? And the declaration terminates with semicolon. Compulsory it must be terminated with semicolon. Here you are seeing some valid declaration of the variable like int count, float x comma y, double pi. All these are the valid one. Byte b, character c1, c2 comma c3, right? So in the same sense, here one more question is there. How to initialize the value to a variable? So these three question is mixed up with 6 marks. Define variable, and what is the importance of declaration of the variable and initialization of the variable. This is a 6 marks question. Okay, if the question is asked, it will be asked like that, or else in the 2 marks they will ask what is the importance of declaration of the variable. Okay, so that is why you should know. As we know, what do you mean by initialization? What do you mean by initialization? Assigning a value to a variable. It may be either declaration or after the declaration. Okay, for example, here we have declared three variable. This is only the declaration of the variable. If you see here, while declaring we are assigning the value. While declaring the variable we are assigning the value. For example, int d is equal to 3, e f is equal to 5. Automatically it is called as initialization of the variable. Got it? Byte z is equal to 22. While declaring the variable, if you assign the value, then it is called as initialization. Okay, and all these are the initialization. And next one more concept is there, that is the dynamic initialization. What exactly is called as initialization? Okay, Java allows variable to be initialized dynamically using an expression valid at the time of the variable is declared. While declaring the variable, if you specified an expression, while declaring the variable, if you define one equation, one expression, then such kind of initialization is called as a dynamic initialization. So to understand this, here we are having one sample program. Let us see this sample program. Okay, so this is the question they may have asked. Now class dynamic init and main method. Okay, what is the name of the class? Dyn init means dynamic initialization, and the main method. So while declaring the variable, we have assigned here double a as a 3.0 and double b value as a 4.0. It is initialized. Now double c, so this is a dynamic initialization. While declaring the variable, if you specified one expression, here math.sqrt is a built-in method. Math.sqrt is a built-in method. By using this math.sqrt, we can calculate the square root of this expression. Okay, square root of a square plus b square, a into a plus b into b. 9 plus 6, sorry, 9 plus 16, it is 25. So it is 5 automatically. This is what exactly called as dynamic execution, dynamic initialization. Okay, this is what exactly called as dynamic initialization. Afterwards, if you are displaying this value, so whatever the value is exist, that is 5 will be displayed. We will, you have understood, I think so. I don't want to explain. Okay, anyhow, I will explain this how to execute. Control C, I'm opening my notepad and take new file and paste this content, or you have to type. Okay, yes, now you have to save. Before save, choose the class name. How to save? Go to the file, save, and please confirm you are saving in the right directory. .java, yes, save it and save it. And now to execute, we have to go to the start, right click, run command. Command prompt will come with the default directory. You have to log out from the default directory and we have to log in into our prescribed directory as jdk 1.4/bin. And now compile our program dyn int.java. Error, can't read means we have make a mistake in it. Okay, so this is a file doesn't exist. Okay, we have not saved this file, we have saved this file. So you have to understand the errors also. It is checking for the errors. No error. Now I'm running java dyn init. So it is showing the hypotenuse as 5. Okay, so likewise you can execute this program. And next, this is also very important topic. This is for 4 marks, definite question. Sometimes it has asked for the 2 marks also. Okay, this is a 4 marks and 2 marks question. Scope and lifetime of a variable. Scope and lifetime of a variable. Please observe here, whatever the variable you are declared inside the class is sometimes it is treated as an instance variable, class variable, okay, and also local variable. Let us see the scope and lifetime of a variable. This is also very important topic. Java variables are actually classified into 3 kinds. One is instance variable, second one is a class variable, and third one is local variable. Okay, instance and class variable are declared inside a class. These instance variables or class variables are declared inside the class. Maybe these are the instance variable or class variables. Okay, and local variables will be defined within the block. Okay, instance variables are created when the objects are instantiated and therefore they are associated with the objects. So here instance variables are nothing but an objects. Okay, these variables are created whenever an object is created for the class, whenever the object is created for the class. So this will be learned in the unit 2. Instance variable, about the instance variable you will learn in the unit 2. Okay, so these variables are created whenever an objects are instantiated, and instantiation means creation, and therefore they are associated with objects. These instance variables are always associated with the objects. Okay, they take different values for each object. These instance variable will take different values for different objects. Okay, on the other hand, class variables are global to class and belong either set of objects and class creates. So in this program, these are the global variables. Whatever the variable declared after the main method, it is treated as a global variables. Here the variable declaration after the main method is treated as a global variables. But in your C++, global variable means whatever the variable you are defining outside of the main method. Outside of the main method is called as global. But in the case of Java, whatever the variable you are defining after the main method, it is treated as a global variables, and by using these global variables you can access the objects and objects that creates the class. Only one memory location is created for each class variable, so that is why we came to know the bytecode. So only one memory location will be accessed by the class variables. Okay, variable declared and used inside a methods are called local variables. Whatever the variables you are used within the functions, it is treated as a local variables. So within the method means inside the method means it is a local variable. Okay, sorry, not okay, local variables. Variable declared used inside a method, inside a functions, or inside a block, it is treated as a local variable. They are called so because they are not available for outside method definition. So it is a why it is called as a local variables. These availability is only within that block. You are unable to access outside of this block. That is why it is called as local variable. Okay, so here it is suggesting these local variables are placed in program block, either open curly brace and closing curly brace. You can access that variables within this block. Okay, so here you can see now when the program control leaves a block, all the variable in the block will be cease to exist. So that means once the control leave the block, you are unable to access that variable. Okay, the area of the program where the variable is accessible is called scope. Here we are specifying the scope. The scope specifies where the variable is accessed in your program. Accessing of a variable in your program is nothing but a scope. So to understand the better of the scope, here we have placed one example, one picture. Here we are starting a block, open curly brace, here index is equal to 0. Okay, afterwards I'm treating this it as in a block 1. Please observe here, this is a block 1, and here we are specifying one open curly brace and int n is equal to 5. Here it is not ended. Okay, I'm placing it as in a block 2, and here one more block is placed. Here n time is equal to 10, block 3, right? So automatically axis becomes as in a global variable. It can be accessed throughout the program, and int n is equal to 5 block 2, the availability, the visibility of n is within this block only, block 2 only, and whatever the visibility of m is within this block only. Hence n and m is local variable. Okay, yes. So in the same sense, this block has been explained in these points. You just go through it. So to understand the block scope, we will see this example. For example, name of the class is the scope. Afterwards we are taking the main method. So here it is a int x, we have declared the variable. So this is the global variable. In that we have assigned the x value as a 10. Now I am checking the condition. If x equal to 10, then it will be enter into this block, whether if it is a true, false. If it is a false, it will skip this block, right? Till to this block it won't execute. Got it? And y is equal afterwards, let us see here. We are display sorry, this block won't execute, this block won't execute, and here it is also not execute. Now you are displaying the x value. What is the x value? It is 10. So you are displaying directly value 10. Okay, so let us see the execution of this program. I will copy, you will understand. So this is the block scope of a variable. Okay, kindly observe here, we have placed in the comment line, right? For example, if sorry, I have explained wrong, please go through here. So here x value is 10, 10 equal to 10 condition is true, it will enter into the block. Now y is equal to 20, it displays the x and y value, that is 10 and 20. 20 into 2, that is 40, 40 will be stored in x. Afterwards, if you want to access the y value outside of the block, it is not possible. That is why we have placed here it is an error. X is still known here, already it has value as a change, that is it is 40. Okay, yes. So the scope of y is only within this block, the scope of x is throughout the program. Got it? Yes, we will see. So confirm it, paste it. Sorry. Scope.java and move to your command prompt, compile, go to compile, javac scope.java. Now run it, java scope. So it is showing, right? So that is the scope of x and y variable. In the same sense, you are identifying the scope of life of a variable. If you see here the life of a variable, you can able to. Now we will see one more example related to the lifetime of a variable. Okay, let us see what is the name of the class here, lifetime. Afterwards we have started the main method. Afterwards we have declared the variable. It is a local variable, right? Sorry, it is a class variable, global variable, right? Afterwards we are using the for loop. For x is equal to 0, x less than 3, x plus plus, this is a for loop. We have written for the 3 condition. If this condition is true, a block of statement has been written. Int y is equal to -1. So please observe here, int y is local variable. Int y is local variable. Why? Because you can access within this block only. You cannot access outside the block. Okay, so y is the local variable, and you have assigned it as a y value as -1. You are displaying the y value as -1. Afterwards you are assigning the value as 100. Afterwards you are displaying the value of y is 100. Now what is the new value of y? 100, right? Afterwards where the control will go? Control will come to x incrementation, so the scope of y as vanish. Got it? Now the x new value is 1, 1 less than 3 condition is true. Once again it is a y value is -1, it is displaying -1, and whatever the value you have assigned, it is 100. So 3 times it will show the lifetime of a y is only -1 for thrice and 100 for thrice. Okay, so if you execute here, it will display y is -1, y is 100, y is -1, y is 100, y is -1, and y is 100. So that is about lifetime of a variable. Okay, got it? Yes. And next our concept is the type conversion and casting. This is also very important. Yes, the next topic is the type conversion and casting. This is also very 2 marks and 4 marks important question. It is previously asking in your syllabus, in your seniors syllabus, so you have to give more attention on this. Okay, so let us see what is the type conversion. Conversion of one data type to another data type by force is called as casting. What do you mean by casting? Conversion of one data type to another data type by force, it is called as casting. Okay, so if you are using the casting concept, then what is the syntax? The syntax is here the type variable 1 is equal to type variable 2. Type variable 1 is equal to variable 2. Okay, so likewise we have to suppose to use it. Okay, so here some of the example is given. Please observe here, the process of converting one data type to another data type by force is called as casting. Here the syntax, and here the example. Int m is equal to 15, byte n is equal to byte of m. Automatically this integer value is converted into No, not automatically. Forcefully we are converting integer value into byte. So automatically what happens, as we know the size and range of integer variable and byte variable, right? So automatically it will be converted into lesser. Okay. If you are forcefully converting a higher data type to lower data type, sometimes it may causes losses of data. Sometimes it may causes of loss of data. If you convert lower data type to higher data type, there is no loss of data. Okay, so you have to keep in this mind. You have to keep in this mind. So similarly, float and double can be cast to any other type except boolean. You can't convert into boolean. You can convert into any type. Okay, so these are the rules here it is given, and also the following table defines which one you have to convert into which one. You can able to convert byte to short, char, int, long, float, double. No data loss will be happened. You can also convert short to int, long, float, double. There is no loss of data. You can also convert a character into int, long, float, double. There is no loss of data. If you convert integer into long, float, double, no loss of data. Long to float, double, no loss of data. Float to double, no loss of data. Suppose if you try to convert double to int, automatically loss of data is happens. Double to char, loss of data is exist. Okay, so you have to keep in this mind. So also we have spaced this table. It gives an idea of how you are forcefully converting. Let us see x is equal to int of 7.5. So it is a floating point value. You are forcefully converting into integer. In the x it will store only 7. So here it is action is given. 7.5 is converted into integer by truncation. Means in x it will store only 7. 0.5 will be truncated. Okay, a is equal to int of 21.3 by int of 4.5. So here the operation will be executed between 21 by 4 and the result would be 5. Okay, so likewise you are forcefully converting one data type to another data type. While converting, you should know whether the data loss is happens or not. Okay, here one sample example is there. You can go through it. Please observe here. Class conversion main method. After the main method, I have declared the variable byte b. Int I is equal to 257, double d is equal to 323.142. Now I am displaying one output statement, conversion of int to byte. So I am going to be converting integer value into byte, and b is equal to byte of I. Automatically integer value is forcefully I am converting into byte, and I am storing in the b. If you display b, it will show as a maybe 1. Okay, whatever it may be, right? And conversion of double to int, I'm converting double to int. Then automatically what happens, it will store only 323. It will skip 0.142. okay, so if you display the I value, then it will show 323. And conversion of double to byte, if you conversion of double to byte, I don't know, it may be approximately 1. Let us see what is the output it is generating. If you execute this program, it will give conversion of I and b 257 as 1. Okay, whatever the I value you assigned 257, it is converting into 1. And here conversion of double to int, d and I 323.142 is the d value. It is converted into integer as 323. And conversion of double to byte 323.142 is converted into 67. Okay, likewise what it will happens, you are forcefully converting one data type to another data type. Got it? Yes, likewise you are doing. Okay, yes. And our next topic is automatic conversion. As we know, in your C++, it is called as implicit conversion, explicit conversion. Implicit conversion is conversion of one data type to another data type by using assignment operator, right? It is the same thing. So here conversion of one data type by using another data type by using the assignment statement is called as automatic conversion. This automatic conversion, sometime it is possible and sometime it is not possible. Why we have to use this automatic type conversion means, The process of assigning a smaller type to a larger one is known as widening or promotion. So if you are converting lower data type to higher data type, then it is called as widening or promotion. And the conversion of a larger type to smaller is known as narrowing. Narrowing means demotion. Okay, opposite to the promotion is narrowing. Narrowing in the sense you may have a loss of data. Okay, so this is also possible. Sometimes this kind of computation is required while we are developing a softwares. Okay, so that is why we should have to learn typecastings. That is, one is the casting and another one is automatic conversion. Automatic conversion is possible by using assignment statement. For example, byte b is equal to 75, int a is equal to b. Automatically b, the byte value b 75 is converting into integer. So you are converting lesser data type to higher data type, so it is called as an widening. Suppose if you convert int a as a 75, byte b is equal to a, then it is called as narrowing. Maybe the loss of data is exist. Got it? So here we are having one example. Let us see this example. The name of the class is the type wrap. Here the main method. Here the output statement, that is variable created. Char c is equal to within single quotation x. Character c variable, I am storing the value as x. Byte b value as 50. Short s value as 1996. Int I value as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and long L value is this. Here L indicates the long. Okay, float f1 is equal to 3.14 to f indicates a float. Okay, it is not a mistake, it is correct. Okay, and float f2 is equal to 1.2 e minus f, it indicates the float value, and double d2 is equal to 0 point, and so this value we have assigned. Now what I am doing is I am displaying the value as it is. So while displaying, it will display as it is value. Afterwards I am converting. Short s1, here it is a short is a small, it is a mistaken here. Please make a note, all these are the smaller one. All here it is a small variable. Okay, here it is mistake. For example, if I try to execute this program, you just observe here, it will show a mistake. Okay, I will try to execute this. File, new, pasting. You will identify in this PDF it has got a mistake. Please rectify it. Okay, because it is a case sensitive. Got it? So what you are doing is you are converting b into short. So b is byte value you are going to be converting into short, and float n1, that is you are converting I value. What is I value? It is integer value, you are forcefully converting into I. Okay, so it is a forcefully conversion, right? We will see what is the value it will display. Before that I'm copying and pasting in notepad plus plus. Okay, so please observe here, I am not changing any data. All these are the mistakes are there. Please observe, all these are the mistakes, I know, but you have to identify these mistakes, otherwise you are unable to rectify these mistakes. I'm saving first. While saving, I'm confirming it is storing in my folder or not, and the name of the class is the type wrap.java. So it will give a series of errors. So I'm opening here. So once again I'm showing how to open. Okay, so right click, run, cmd. Okay, it will show default directory cd slash. So I'm coming to the root directory. Now I want to log in into my directory jdk 1.4 slash bin. Okay, now let us just check. I'm compiling. What is coming here? I'm compiling now. Please observe here. Java C type wrap. So it is will show a series of errors. See, this much of errors are exist. Okay, so I know what is the errors, I will rectify. Got it? Yes. So please observe here, it is expected and it is showing some errors. I will rectify it. Okay, so here I am showing that it is a, which one is a mistake I will show. So this is a mistake, double quotation, so this double quotation should be exist. And here also these double quotations as mistaken. Okay, that is mistakes, I will rectify. You will see, if you don't know these kinds of a mistake, then you won't become a good programmer. If you want to become a good programmer, definitely you must identify the errors and rectify the errors. What is the error and you have to rectify the error, then if you rectify the errors you will become a good programmer. Okay, so these are the mistakes I am correcting. Now please observe carefully. So this is the mistake, this is the mistake. Okay, now I am not changing this. Let us see what is the mistake it is showing. I will show only these mistakes. This is also a mistake. Okay, this is a mistake, errors, but I am not rectifying. Why means we have to see what is the notice it will shows. Okay, yes, I am saving. Okay, I'm coming to the command prompt once again. Please observe here, I am pressing the upper arrow, last running command. It is now showing this much of error. Please observe here, character C, this is an illegal type. In which line? Line number 6, line number 6, line number 16. Okay, line number 16 we have to see, 616. It is showing as an error, 6 and 16. Yes, let me rectify, 6 and 16. So maybe this is a mistake. Yes, got it, 6 and 16. What is that? It is right. Here, please observe here, bracket has missed, right? Yes, I'm saving, control S, and coming here, and once again I'm running. I'm pressing the upper arrow, last running command. Now you are seeing, please observe here, cannot find symbol, line number 17. Here the plus I. Okay, variable I cannot find symbol. Here int, it is wrong. In the line number 27, two errors it is showing, line number 17 and line number 27. Okay, line number 7 and line number 27. Line number 7, line number 7, sorry, 17 plus I. What happened here? I is not there, capital I. Okay, whether small I is exist? No, small I is exist. Got it? That is why it is showing. You have to make it as a capital I, and here also it is capital I. Got it? Yes. And is there any small I here? No, right? And here also capital I. Okay, 20, 79, which line? 27. That's it. In 27 line, what is the error? Please see, int location, class int is a symbol, it is showing as a mistake. Okay, so now I am rectifying this. Okay, I am making it as a small. I am saving. After saving also, yet it is having a mistakes, we will see. Now it is rectified. Why? Because the short is also problem. short float. Okay, we are not supposed to take it as in the capital, we have to take it in the small. Got it? Yes, I'm saving and coming here and running, compiling. There is no error. Now running my program. Now running my program. So if I run my program, Java type wrap, enter, it is showing the output. Okay, we are converting data type. Yes, now it is showing. So these are the actual value. After that you have converted and it is showing the changed value. Okay, so if you convert this capital I value to short, automatically it is showing this value. If you convert L value, this value, to float, it is showing like this. Okay, so this is about your type conversion. Hope you have understand.